Doesn't look real?
Well, they're twice the size of you in metal, so...
You sure you don't want to come up here?
I'm good.
Can you take my picture?
That's what I'm talking about. Marcia!
Thank you, David.
But it's amazing that you're here.
For a guy with your experience, are there any stories that you're telling that are making you a little bit scared or frightened to make them on the screen?
To show vulnerability, or
Yeah.
am I scared of that, or no, I don't know.
This movie, it shows a very fragile place of the human mind,
Okay.
showing that it's very hard to get over loss of somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to go in this place, to go as a character
Yeah.
in this place. Is it a little bit scary because coming out of it can take a long time?
It can, but like, I think in just specifically about this movie and this character, Benji, like, he's very open and he's sort of desperately trying to connect emotionally to everything at all times. He wants other people to open up and he wants to connect with them. And I think that's why, like, you know, he's very good at the relationships that are sort of transient, like that, you know, these people that are on the tour, he's only going to know for this frame of time. He wants to connect with them quickly and, you know, and so he's sort of like a raw nerve, but
He wants to connect with them to forget about his own pain?
No, but he wants to experience his own pain, which is why he's also trying to get David to experience his, and he expresses that he doesn't think it's right that David is numbing his pain with, you know, anxiety medication or something, but David is just medicating in order to get by and continue his life. He has his own sort of path, but Benji just wants to feel and experience everything real. So, like, in terms of being vulnerable, that's like second nature to Benji. He just is vulnerable because he's made the conscious decision to be vulnerable all the time so he can experience the thing and feel it in real time. So that wasn't hard to do because that's what he willingly sort of gives up as like a filter, and, you know.
How was it to play with Jesse, who wrote the script, he's directing, and probably giving you some pointers of how he wants your character to act on central scenes?
Well, he wasn't so... he didn't have to manage me or steer too much because, like, I mean, I got lucky in that he wrote a great script and that, that he and I agreed on what, like, not agreed, apparently I interpreted his text well enough to understand the sensibility of what he was trying to make. I think it would be weird if he was trying to set a tone and I was trying to do something else. I was trying to make something else. But I think I understood what he wrote and was trying to help him make his thing. So there wasn't a lot of him trying to steer me back in a direction that was the movie. So yeah, I think we agreed. We had a really good rapport right away. It was just I had to make the adjustment of having another actor give me notes and telling me how I could do it better, because that is tough. A director can watch and then tell me what's not working, but he's looking at me literally the way you are and then telling me how I could do my job better, and I don't get to respond and tell him.
There's this quote in the movie with Benji saying, like, when you're in the country, you want to connect with people, talk to them. So I'm curious, what did you learn about Poland being here for a few months?
I really wish that I got to experience it more, because I don't really have an answer. It's sort of like how Benji says in the movie, like, I have literally not interacted with anybody who's actually Polish. Like, we were on set shooting for 6 days. And then on the 7th day that we had off, we were traveling to the next town. So there really wasn't a lot of time. I was on set or I was in the hotel. But, like, the people I did get to interact with, the crew, who were really lovely and, like, extremely talented in every department, which is great. But I didn't get to, like, I feel like truly experience this country. So I think I want to come back here and do an actual proper, like, vacation visit and take it in.
How did you start with acting? Like, who pulled you in, and did you enjoy it in the beginning, or it was something that was growing on you with time?
My father was an actor when he was young, so when he had kids, I'm one of 7, he sort of, at a young age, just sort of introduced all of us to it. So I was about 6, and I did a commercial, and I loved it. And I was like, actually, technically, I did something when I was 2. I just don't remember it. I was on stage. I was like they needed a bunch of kids running around on stage. So I did that, but, like, I loved it. as a kid. I always thought it was a lot of fun, but like, I think at 6 I decided I wanted to be an actor. But I think at 6 you're not really in a good headspace to start making the decisions about what you want to do for your life. I want to be a fireman. You don't know.
The first, I think, credited scene was in Home Alone, right?
Yes, first thing I did, I was 6. I did a commercial, and then my very next job was, I remember the audition for Home Alone. I came in with a tape of that commercial to show them, and then I did the audition. And yeah, Home Alone is like it's my first movie, my first real professional job.
And I'm curious, other kids were hunting you about this movie, about the character that you were playing over there and what he's doing with milk and everything?
I never felt like people made fun, because it's a movie, and if anybody did try to make fun of me, I'd be like, they would look stupid because it's a movie. You know what I mean?
Many times, for example, I don't know, Hugh Laurie told me that when he was playing Dr. House, people were coming to him and telling him, like, listen, I have this thing on my skin. Can you help me?
I wonder if that meant, like, he was annoyed by it, or if he just went, oh, most people are stupid. Okay, maybe that's all that takeaway is. I feel like even as a kid, if somebody tried to be like, oh, you wet the bed, it would be like, that you're trying to make fun of me, but you look stupid because you think the movie's real. So...
Are you a little bit... how to say it, curious why some of those movies are so iconic? Because it's, 30, 40 years, and people are still coming back to them.
I mean, I watch it every year. I think the fact that it's a Christmas movie helped that, because there are some movies, other movies that stand the test of time, but people don't watch it with that same consistency. I think because it's Christmas, people are reminded of, some of their favorite Christmas movies, but that movie really does hold up. Like, I watch it almost every Christmas. I usually try to space it out. It's a fantastic movie. Chris Columbus made a great movie. John Hughes made a great movie. I think it hit everything perfectly.